going to talk really quickly because we've only got 10 minutes and it's just not enough time, is it? Agam Khare, founder, CEO at BioFutures is with us, and Rudra Dalmia, managing partner at Green Frontier. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today. Rudra, tell me this. You've lived through every type of fintech, prop tech, ag tech, green tech, climate investing. What triggered your interest in biotech?
As you mentioned, I have a knack of picking the sectors that are going to do well, and God has been kind. I've got opportunities to do that. The last time, about 3 years ago, I started a climate tech fund, which is Green Frontier Capital. Our journey was investing, as usual, going into the EV space, EV financing, mobility, electric mobility, and going towards battery sciences, etc. In our investment journey, we realized if we really want to make an impact, now the EV revolution has been taken over by the strategics. They are going to fund it. That ship has sailed from a venture capital perspective. Where do investors like us apply catalytic capital? I fundamentally believe that has to go into the way we grow our food, the way we consume our food, the way we use the nature's intelligence. And remember, you heard this here first. Artificial intelligence, nature's intelligence.
Yeah, we're going to talk
I'm investing in nature's intelligence, and we're going to partner with folks like Absolute, and of course, Agam will talk about what he does. But we're banking on the amazing ecosystem of technology and innovation that's in the UK, and the amazing market and brilliant scientists we are producing by the million in India to bridge that gap with capital and access to policies and support systems.
And Agam, in a world where we can't blink without seeing artificial intelligence in front of our eyes, everywhere we go, it's there, isn't it? It's lovely, it's refreshing to hear this new expression, new to many, nature's intelligence. For those who don't know what is it, and how does one perceive nature's intelligence?
So nature has been around for more than 4.5 billion years. Humans arrived much later, plants arrived a little earlier than humans. So to think of it, nature would have gone through a lot of evolutionary biology, developing processes and life systems. And if you look at our own body, human body, there are very complex processes going on in our body. Like from the point you were born, how was it decided that the material of your hair is going to be different than material of your eye, than material of your nail, than material of your kidney for that matter? How are all these decisions made? Let's say 2 mangoes are sitting on a plant. How does one mango decide that I've got to be sweeter than the other mango? Or how does one tree of the same species in the same farm decide I've got to be taller than the other tree? And these are decisions that nature makes, right? Every tree is sequestering some carbon, we all know that. And so how do trees decide which one is going to sequester more? What elements in the tree decide that? These are decisions that nature makes, profound decisions which have direct impact on human lives. And if you can just start partnering with nature more and start understanding the humongous intelligence that it has built over the years, I see that humanity is up for a massive revolution where everything that we do, the footprints that we leave, are going to be far more greener, and the world is going to be far more hospitable than what we are in today.
Rudra, what are some of the sectors where you see maximum and the immediate impact of biotech?
So, biotech is so vast a science, it's difficult to sum up, from pharma to biomaterials to, just things we use to paint our floors and homes. Where we are looking at is in the production of food. We love the idea of producing food better, producing biomaterials better. For example, there's great companies in India that's doing it. Of course, Absolute, if you guys read about it, would be a great example. But focusing on essentially the way we produce food and how we can sequester carbon back into the soil. Everything that's poison for us that we breathe, the same organic compounds, if it's sequestered back in the soil, it's nectar for the soil. And it will improve the soil and improve the way we live and eat. So nutrition.
Yeah,
it's a big part of what we want to do.
Yeah, and Agam, tell us a bit more about your playground, Absolute's playground within that wider biotech area.
So Absolute works across 3 specific areas. One of them, the largest for us, is agriculture. So we develop there replacements or alternatives to all chemical pesticides, fertilizers, which could be very harmful for health. See, if it's killing a pest, it may also kill you in some form or the other. So you're replacing all those harmful chemical synthetics with bio versions of those. So that's one of the areas in agriculture that we intervene in. Then in the biomaterial space, we typically make versions of leather which you can then replace, and you may actually never need to kill animals again, because we have the capability today to make them almost identical to animal skins, and if those skins can arrive, the real leather can arrive. And then we have a third space where we work in healthcare, where we are doing mother's milk, bovine milk, and then we are doing bioenzymes, bioactives, and very recently we have also started doing extensive research on antibiotics, intermediaries to them. So if you look at India, India is very large in pharma, but APIs come from China. And so if APIs start happening there, right there, then that's a huge playground to actually play around in. And so that's the three areas: agriculture, biomaterials, and healthcare.
Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing company. Rudra, you have this vision. The vision is to build a thriving planet with biotech. How do you make that vision come true? And what can the UK and India do collaborating to ensure that vision becomes true?
So I think the biggest challenge that biotech entrepreneurs face is just understanding the ecosystem. Like folks like companies like Absolute, companies that we also have invested in otherwise, they need scaling up capital, but more importantly, they need infrastructure and access to market. So easing their life by setting up one, incubators, so actually bringing in world-class founders within our facilities. Two, partnering with world-class global universities, which the UK has probably the best in the world, and of course the US. So partnering with them, bringing their talent to India, and essentially producing for the market. I mean, what does India have that the world is looking at right now? A great thriving market where we can produce, where in the panel before somebody said, how do we reduce the cost of innovation by actually bringing innovation to scale? We can give that ability to scale for any biotech company in India. So, it's not just Indian companies. Anybody who wants to set up within our ecosystem is welcome. We will give them facilities, we'll give them infrastructure, we'll give them support with policy. We want to work with the government to try and improve taxonomy and compliance and understanding this world, sort of demystifying the world of biotech to the average investor. So more capital comes into the space.
Yeah, demystify the world of biotech. Question for you both. Agam, you first. If you had to think of the next big thing in science from the consumer's standpoint, what do you think it's going to be?
My guess would be anything to do around haptics would be the next big thing. So haptics is basically if you can touch and feel without actually having anything in your hand. And a lot of that will be driven by biotechnology. So if, let's say, you want to go shopping, but you can sit on your laptop and see something but also feel it in your hand. And if you want to wear something, a cloth, and you can just feel that the cloth is on you, that haptics is going to be a very, very large thing. So bio-wearables, bio-haptics, I think it's going to be huge. It'll just change how we shop, how we perceive the world, how we transport. It'll change everything.
We never have to leave our own house. Wonderful.
Or may you just you may just keep going around the world and keep partying all the time.
Exactly. What's the next big thing?
Well, I won't argue with somebody much smarter than me. So I'll try and follow him wherever he puts his money. I'll make sure I put my money there.
Yeah. Me too.
And hope that he's right.
Yeah. Fantastic. Gentlemen, you're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
Big
you
round
very
of
much.
applause for our two wonderful panelists.